Twitter and Facebook have suspended dozens of accounts linked to Arizona teenagers and 20-somethings accused of using deceptive online tactics to try to amplify messaging for the Trump campaign, tactics similar to what Russian trolls and bots used back in 2016. Joe Dana explains why the accounts were suspended.
Twitter and Facebook have banned the practice of artificially amplifying messages through multiple accounts. In this case, the teens involved were allegedly getting paid for it. Forget Russia. Phoenix neighborhoods are where pro-Trump political operatives are now accused of spreading misinformation. An investigation by the Washington Post uncovering a well-funded online messaging campaign that was meant to give the appearance of a grassroots movement, overseen by Turning Point Action, an affiliate of Turning Point USA, the nationally renowned pro-Trump youth group based out of Arizona. According to multiple sources cited by the Post, several Arizona teenagers were being paid to use their real names, variations of their names, and pseudonyms on social media platforms to spread near-carbon copy political messages.
You have the right to free speech, but you don't have the right to have that speech inauthentically amplified by gaming the system of a platform.
The nonprofit Common Cause advocates for election integrity.
We found disinformation coming from Democrats and Republicans and probably third parties as well.
Vice President Jesse Littlewood tells 12 News he believes Facebook and Twitter were justified to have suspended dozens of accounts linked to the campaign. COVID-19 and election integrity were two common targets. For example, according to the Washington Post, one tweet claimed coronavirus numbers were intentionally inflated. Another warned, "Don't trust Dr. Fauci." And a Facebook comment argued that mail-in ballots will lead to fraud for this election. One Instagram comment, according to the Post, amplified the erroneous claim that 28 million ballots went missing in the past 4 elections.
There is a concerted effort on the part of conservatives to attack the faith in the legitimacy and the safety and security of our election system.
A spokesperson for Turning Point says the teens hold passionate conservative beliefs, and some of the information they share can be interpreted different ways. We asked Littlewood why this is any different than negative TV ads.
Using a social media platform and to amplify particular points of view by gaming algorithms is a new challenge and one that the platforms need to continue to crack down on. A member of Turning Point Action tells me he believes that their campaign is being mischaracterized, and he alleges Democrats of using similar tactics. Joe Dana, 12 News.